This is going to be part of a new series that I'm going to call the Unfuck Yourself podcast. And basically, what I want to do is for those who do not know what is going on, but this is a mature audience, most of my subscribers are. I'm sure you all, that to some degree, you know that stuff's fucked up, you know what's happening, you're intelligent. But for the new people who are going to be finding these who don't know what's going on, basically I wanted to do my own what is actually going on and how you unfuck yourself. Unslaved has already been taken, the Unslaved podcast, but I just wanted to go ahead and just take this name right now, the Unfuck Yourself podcast, before anybody else takes it. This is going to be episode 0. And then as we go on, each episode is going to be a little bit longer and longer and longer. Right now, as a species, we are so fucking retarded collectively. Like, rights, freedoms are just being completely destroyed. They're being completely taken the fuck away. And if we don't do something about it, we're going to get communism. We're going to end up with total government, total institution, total control. The topic of this 0th episode, or pilot episode, whatever you want to call it, is objective ethics versus situational ethics. Now, Mark Passio talks a lot about this in the natural law stuff and objective morality versus moral relativism. I personally hate the word morality because of how religious it is, because what these fucking bullshit religions, what they did to it. They've conflated morals with fucking preferences, and now they try to say that, I don't know, fucking drinking too much is immoral, or fucking two adult men who are consenting age, who absolutely can consent, are sober in mind and everything, consenting to what they're doing, having gay sex or something, is somehow immoral. That's not morality, that's fucking preferences. Or what Thomas Sheridan calls human decency. What Thomas Sheridan, he made a pretty good example that, like, the fucking rabbis who bite the tips off of baby dicks, they don't have human decency, they have morality. They have their bullshit religious morality. You can call it, you can use the word moral if you want, you can use the word moral, but I prefer to just use ethics or human decency or just compassion. So it kind of goes like this. A right is not a wrong. A right is any behavior that does not cause or inflict an objective harm onto another sentient being. You can do whatever the fuck you want, essentially. You have the freedom to engage in millions, billions, trillions different sorts of behaviors. But there's only one thing you cannot do, and you cannot take that which isn't yours. You can't harm another. Murder is a form of theft because you're taking someone's life. You're taking their flesh from them. A rape is a form of theft because you're taking a person's bodily autonomy. Coercion and violence is a theft because you're taking away that person's free will choice. And lying, of course, because you're taking away the truth and you're taking away their ability to make an informed decision. There are always going to be a set of governing behaviors, or governing laws, that you either follow these laws to the best of your ability that govern human behavior, or you're going to end up with slavery. It kind of goes like this. If everyone has the more compassionate you are, or the more ethical that human beings are to one another, the more freedom is going to be in the aggregate. And the more immoral, the more unethical and indecent that we are to one another, are going to end up with slavery. And this shit about moral pluralism or moral relativism or ethical pluralism or ethical relativism, all that fucking shit, what it really is about there is two conflicting sets of rules. I make my own rules for how I'm going to treat other human beings. Now, if you apply this only to yourself, then you're in the green light. You're okay. But what goes wrong is when people try to arbitrate laws to apply to others. They try to force their opinion and their way of living onto others. Is that's where you get fucking problems. That's where you get slavery. That's where you get tyranny and oppression. That is where everything goes fucking wrong. You ever notice growing up in school with the bullshit indoctrination fucking camp called school, where they don't fucking educate you in school. It's just a fucking bullshit behavioral camp where they teach you how to be a good slave. And I always noticed this double fucking standard where teachers could do things that the students couldn't. You know, they had more freedom and more privilege there. Michael Tsarion also talks about that in his Adultism podcast. Go check that the fuck out. Just go to unslave.com and just type in adultism, and you'll find articles and podcasts. And they were basically like the adult is like a superior human being and the child is just like a piece of shit. Child is a fucking animal with no fucking rights. Can't govern themselves. Has to be managed and everything. And that's one of the reasons why we're so goddamn fucked up. Why you have increase in statism and slavery, because children have been fucking so used to being programmed and told what the fuck to do their whole life. They're afraid of freedom. But that's a whole nother fucking episode. When you have a master class have one set of rules and other people have to obey a different set of rules, you don't have a social order. You don't have freedom. What you have is cancer called government. What you have is government, and what you will eventually end up with is full-blown communism, and all governments are slavery. All governments, no matter how fucking small they are, they grow into a big tumor. They grow into a tumor, and they grow into a cancer and devour their fucking people and devour their host nations. I don't care what kind of government it is. I don't care if it's a benign monarchy, but that's a whole other one. Now, there was an exception to the rule. There was such a thing as benign monarchies that were taken the fuck out in World War II, but if you were to leave those alone, if they were like completely left alone, I can fucking guarantee that those benign monarchies would have grown. They would have metastasized into malevolent monarchies, would have metastasized into full-on dictatorships. It's just what happens. If you have any kind of government or some group of people with magical fucking badge, with the police sticker on and some magical fucking symbols, and they giving themselves rights that they don't fucking have, they invent rights to murder, kill, rape, and extort, you're going to end up with fucking slavery. And that's all the moral pluralism shit is about. You can use whatever fucking word you want for it. I just call it ethical pluralism there, because honestly, I hate the fucking word morality. After what these big three slave religions fucking did with the word morality, I just prefer to use a more like modern term for it, ethics or decency. So when you have decency, pluralism, or if you have ethical relativism, which isn't really relativism at all, it's ethical master and slave is what they should call it. Because as ethical relativism, true ethical relativism, people would decide preferences for their own selves and they would leave others the fuck alone. Okay, there's some things that are relative, like preferences, but there's some things that are not fucking relative. There's some things that are fucking objective, like gravity is always going to fucking exist. Like, see, I can let go of this pen as many times as I want. I can drop it, and it will always fucking fall. It will always drop. Gravity, no matter how much I try to protest or shout, I hate gravity, or whatever the fuck, gravity is just going to still gravity. It's going to still exist. At the time that we're in, we're all going to have to grow the fuck up and really teach this shit. Just take 5 minutes out of your fucking day. Take a 10-minute video like I am and just fucking press play, you know? We gotta spread this shit. All government is fucking slavery. And we don't have much time left. Buckle the fuck down. 2023 is going to be a tough year. But from now going into 2023, I'm going to have to make a separate video breaking down each one of these fucking topics a little more. But a good start, you should check out Mark Passio. You can also check out Michael Tessarian. Michael Tessarian is paid. For $7 a month, you can get access to all of his stuff with Michael and David Whitehead there. You're not going to find this information anywhere else. Mark Passio, he's still good. The information's free. But I personally like Michael Tessarian better because it is paid for, and it is stuff that even Mark Passio, like, he misses some of it. Mark Passio is still good. It's still very good. I'm not putting him down. But I'm saying you're not going to want to fucking miss this. Go to Unslave and fucking unslave yourself. And stay the fuck tuned to me and unfuck yourself.